This week has been crazy. My mindset has been crazy. My psychology, everything has just been weird. It is October now. We are in a new week and I'm going to break down my trades this week. I did take 2 trades and I'm going to show you guys. I also have live trades and I'm going to break it down now. Right now, today is Thursday. I did take a trade today, but we also have another trading day tomorrow, which is Friday. And we'll see if I take any trades tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. Breaking out this week, which is a Monday. We are in September still. We still have September 29th and September 30th. I didn't realize that there was also 30th on September. So 2 of the days is still September. So I'm not going to include that as a P&L on October because it's obviously a new month. If you guys watched my last video, I was down for September and this could be a reason why I shouldn't have taken the trade, and I also rushed the trade because I was thinking that I'm just 1 trade away from just breaking even or just being back to green. So I probably did try rushing a trade. That can also be a different thing. I've been noticing since September and also today is that my psychology has been like messed up and I'm just getting in and out of trades randomly, and I really gotta fix that because it's not good. I'm just taking trades kind of often recently and they're not good because they're not even a good setup in the first place. Here's the 30 minutes on the charts. And as you see, this is the Nasdaq here and this is the ES. So what I see is that we're just at all-time highs, and like I said before, I don't really trade well in all-time highs, probably because the break and retests are not that clear. It's not as good because if we're at all-time highs, the market's always just going straight up and it may need to pull back and then later that's the retest. But I normally don't like taking a retest like that. I like to see actual breaks and then retest. So when it's already like pulling back, that type of retest, I don't really like it. What I have tried out is the all-time highs of the Nasdaq and ES as well, and I did mark out my pre-market high on both of the charts. If I do go to the 1 hour now, you can see that this was a rejection area right here and also right here. So that was also the pre-market high area on the Nasdaq. I was interested in taking a long over that level. If I got a break and retest over that level, I'll take it for a long. That was my mindset, and that's what I got. I got a break and retest. But there's also a supply level, a rejection level that I just didn't take into consideration. It was this level right here, and I did lose on that level because that was where the Nasdaq got rejected. If you guys remember from my previous weeks, I did take a trade off that zone because the market was just overextended and it was just chopping up over here, and that was the pre-market low. So once it did give me a break and retest, I did take it. Unfortunately, I did not win that trade as it broke even, so that sucks. And I just didn't take it into consideration when I took this trade, and I just didn't think that it'll get stopped out there because I thought I would just go to the all-time highs. When I go to the 2 minutes, this is where I trade. I got a break of the pre-market high, and that's good. This is the Nasdaq. If I just look only on the Nasdaq, it looks decent, but if I look at the ES, you can see that we're just in the range, and when we're in a range, that's not a good thing. It's because I do like market alignment. I want to make sure that both markets align together, and sometimes it could not align. That's probably going to be a setup. It's not going to be A plus because they're not aligning together. Although it may work sometimes, it just really depends on the charts and how the markets are forming, the candlesticks, all that type of stuff. And what happened in the early morning was that I did get a break and I entered in this candle once it started breaking over, and that is a retest, but it's just not enough. It's just too early, and the risk to reward is not a 3 to 1, which I normally target, and this was only a 2 to 1. So I realized that after, and my 3 to 1 would have been above this all-time highs right here, which doesn't make sense. And if I do target over this level, I'm basically just ignoring the supply rejection right there, which is all-time highs, and I just can't do that. So I just targeted 2 to 1, which is not good because my strategy is 3 to 1, but I just keep targeting 2 to 1. I did that the whole month of last month. I did always try to target a 3 to 1, but then I ended up settling for less, which was 2 to 1s, or even just a 1 to 1, or I just like sold because my emotions are just going all over the place recently. It's crazy because every time there's phases in my trading where I do something good and then later one other thing gets affected, and once I finally get over that thing, something else gets affected. But right now my emotions are just getting affected. I feel that the only thing that's stopping me from being consistent right now is my emotions and my psychology. If I can fix that, then I should be good, but we never know. There's always things that I gotta work on, and I always gotta keep improving as a trader. So sometimes this can actually work. This break and retest could actually work, but this candle right here, the candle's forming, it's not good. And even this retest, that was basically the retest, but still needs more time, still needs more room to go down. And even if I did take it, my risk reward is still a 2 to 1, which is not good enough. And I shouldn't even be entering this trade, which I did, and that's why I did lose. I did try to let it play out because I was like, I want to try holding my winners. I want to try holding my trades longer because recently I just keep selling out, and that's why I'm losing. So I was thinking of like not getting out, and that's why I lost. I probably should have got out, but that's the thing about what's happening right now. Like I might move my stop loss, I might just break even, but I'm just entering in a unquality setup, and that's the reason why I'm losing, or that's the reason why I shouldn't enter the trade. Here's a live trade, and then once I see this wick candle right here, I just immediately just entered, and this was still not the good retest. It's not a good retest, and I did take the trade. And then fast forwarding the later day, it does retest it better, but still I would have entered around this high right here, and this will still been in the same area where I got in, and this would be like a 2-to-1 still, which is not good. The supply rejection was around this area right here, and that's the reason why I lost. If it wasn't there, I might have won the trade, but who really knows? This retest is still not good enough, and I wasn't targeting a 3-to-1, so that's a bad thing that I shouldn't do. I shouldn't even enter the trade because it's not a 3-to-1, so shouldn't have entered this trade in the first place. And the pattern, the candlesticks are not looking the best. I was gonna break even right here, but I was like, maybe I need to give it more space, and I just can't keep changing my stop loss like here and there, and it's just really like mentally affecting my mindset. Being in these trades recently, it's been very annoying, and it's probably because I'm entering on these like unquality setups and they're just really bad, that I'm just like changing up my biases. I'm just like thinking if I should stay in the trade or not, and I just can't trust my system. But it's because I'm getting these unquality setups that's making me like this. Here is Tuesday, and this is the last trading day of September, and what I have is the pre-market low right here, and also still the same area, the pre-market high or the previous day's highs and all-time highs. I'm looking for a break under this pre-market low area for a retest short. We're still in the bullish market, but I feel like we're just too overextended, and that it just doesn't make sense for me to long this because the all-time highs is right there, and I'll only long it if it does break above the all-time highs. And if I go to the 2-minute time frame, this is what happens. The market is just chopping out here all day, and then I somehow take a trade around this area here. Maybe this could be the pullback into a retest. So I'm taking these trades randomly again, where I don't like the trade. It's not my setup, and I'm taking the trade anyways. I know this is not part of my system because it's not a break and retest. Although it's pulling back and retesting, it's not what I like doing. Here is an example of the pullback retest, is that the market goes down, I try to short it, but then later it goes back up, and that was the retest. It's very aggressive, and there's also a level that I shouldn't be shorting, and this is why it worked. But the levels I've been trying to do is like, it doesn't make sense. Although it's kind of hard to replicate it, it's sometimes hard to read the market because you never know. Every chart is different, so it's hard to say. But this is the retest long that I only should take, because normally I don't like taking it unless it just does a breaking retest. So I did break even that day. I won $3, but even if I did win, it doesn't make sense because the trade is not even good in the first place. If I did actually take it, I would have lost the trade. Going to Wednesday now, and I didn't take any trades, and that's okay because I didn't see no break and retest, and that's what I should be doing because I'm not seeing any break and retest, so that's good. I'm following my plan. And then now going into Thursday, which is today, I did take a trade. I almost lost today, and today felt really, it was not good, to be honest. I'm gonna go to the bigger time frames. First, I'm gonna show you guys the NASDAQ 1 hour chart, or maybe, yeah, 1 hour chart. And what happens is that we are above all-time highs now. This was all-time highs, and the previous day's highs was also the all-time highs. I do have these levels and also have the pre-market high right here. My game plan for today was that break retest, right? Break above this pre-market high for a retest long, or if it goes back to all-time highs for a pullback for long. And like I said before, I don't like taking pullbacks. I only like seeing breaks and then retest. So either a break and retest long or a break and retest short. That's the only things I like doing. The only time I like taking a pullback, which is gonna be a false like breakdown and then go back up, only time is that if it's really aggressive. But if I go to the 2-minute time frame, this right here is not a pullback that I like seeing. The whole day, early morning, was just rejecting crazy. It's just like the downside is just like falling down. So usually when it's like this, there's always going to be like slow grinds, downtrend, until there's actually a break of structure. Like right here, you see how there's a grind right here. Then later, this was the break, and this was the retest, reclaiming the all-time highs, and this was for a long. But as you see right here, the charts are pretty choppy. The trade that I took was the pullback retest long, and I got in literally 4 times during this area right here. And the 4 times I did break even, and I don't even know why I did it. I don't know why I took so many trades. If I'm getting break-even trades, I'm able to trade again. And I don't know if that's a good idea for me to take 4 trades. Maybe I should only limit to 2 times to break even. I did enter so many times during this area because I just believed that this could be the pullback retest long. I kept looking at the ES weakness, and I kept telling myself, is this really gonna continue if the ES is just breaking down and that it hasn't even retested the all-time highs yet? So I felt that this trade might just fail. This long right here could fail. The only good thing I did was that I was able to stop myself from losing. In the first place, I shouldn't be entering this trade. I shouldn't be going in and out of trades randomly and that was a bad thing I did today. I just really got to make sure that I'm just being really focused and taking quality setups, because right here, this is not quality setups. I don't like taking pullback retest long, and I gotta remind myself that after like the third or fourth trade, when I was in the trade, I was telling myself, is this gonna even be a good trade, because this is a pullback retest long and I don't really like taking the trade. So in the first place, I shouldn't be in the trade because I'm questioning myself too much. So if I go to my P&L, you can see that today, which is October 2nd. Actually, no, it shows 5 times, but one time I got in by accident. I didn't mean to get in because I was just trying to limit order to see how it worked. So I got in by accident, which was this one, I think. So that didn't count. So I'm basically up, but I shouldn't be happy and winning because, oh, I'm up, like let's say $10 today. I'm not supposed to be happy because this is not my system. I'm not following my rules and I'm breaking my rules. That is the recap today. And I did take 3 trades this week. I took a trade on Monday, Tuesday, and today, which is Thursday. And we do have one more trading day tomorrow. And to be honest, 3 trading days already is like the max I should be doing, because I normally don't take 3 trades in a week anyways. Sometimes it could happen because there's setups. I shouldn't have taken any single trade this week because there's no setup that actually I like. Yeah, but we'll see tomorrow. And what I like to say is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.